Right? You ready? Wishing well, are you beautiful? All right, this is a little story that we have prepared, really only over the last week, but this incorporates pretty much everything that we've done in our acting classes up until last week. So this is a story called The Mice and the Wishing Well. Once upon a time, in a country far, far away, there was a village. In this village, there was a cottage. In this cottage, there was a wall. In this wall, there was a hole, and in this hole lived a group of mice. One morning, the mice woke up, very hungry. They looked in the cupboard, but there was no cheese, only an empty plastic wrapper. They looked under the cushions of the couch, but there was no cheese, only an old Domino's pizza box. They looked under the mattress of their bed, but there was no cheese, only a crunched up bag of Doritos nacho cheese tortilla chips with a couple of stale crumbs on the box. The mice were very sad, but they had an idea. They would go out into the world in search of some cheese. So they put on their backpacks and walked out into the village. They walked for a long time until they came to a dark, scary forest. This forest made spooky noises, and it frightened the mice all the way through. When the mice came out the other side of the forest, they were very happy. They walked again for a long time until they came to a field of silly flowers. These silly flowers made silly noises which made the mice laugh. And they giggled and danced with the flowers. When they came to the end of the field, they came upon a babbling brook. This brook made a lot of noise, and the water was rushing so fast that it was hard for the mice to cross. But they held hands, helped each other, and they made it through without stepping on the brook. Excellent. They walked for a long time again until they came to a beautiful wishing well. Here, let me check. Beautiful, good, beautiful. Okay, they're beautiful. Okay. A beautiful wishing well. The mice each tossed in a pebble, and the wishing well said, "Ouch, that hurt!" Now the mice were very sad because they were still so hungry. But they had an idea. They ran back through the babbling brook, back through the flowers, back through the scary forest, and all the way back to their little mouse hole. They took the pillows off of their beds, put them in their backpacks, ran back through the forest, the flowers, the brook, and all the way back to the wishing well. They took the pillows out of their backpacks and threw their pillows into the well, and the well said... Then the mice each tossed in one more pebble, closed their eyes, and wished with all their might. And when they opened their eyes, there was all the cheese they could eat. The end. Fire at 5 on 3, 1, 2, 3. Now, you may all take off your name tags. Put them over here. Oh, let's put them over there. Minus them. We have had a couple of chances to do this, both in class last week, and Ms. Salmon was good enough to do it in class throughout the week, getting them ready for today. And we thought that we would do it a couple of times, but you might notice that there are some gaps. We only have one member of our Babbling Brook, and while he looks absolutely wonderful there in his Babbling Brook blue, he might need a little help, even if we had two. So, parents, do you happen to remember the noises that all of these different characters made as our mice traveled through? Well, if you wouldn't mind, we're going to ask for your help. And if you'd like to stand up and be a member of our forest, flowers, or brook, you're more than welcome. But if nothing else, I would ask that you at least try and make some noises to help out our actors who are there on their own doing it. So, we had a dark, scary forest that made some spooky noises. Can we show the parents how to do that? Could you guys help them out a little bit? Oh, that's okay. All right, I think we'll get there. We'll bring them up a little bit. We have, what kind of flowers are you guys?
Silly flowers.
Silly flowers. And what kind of noises do you make? So we have some silly noises. Can I ask you guys for some silly noises to join in? Okay. And then we have our Babbling Brook. How does our Babbling Brook make noise? I think they're getting the hang of it. How about that? Do you think we should let them join in with us? All right, so here we go. Silly flowers. Let's move out a little bit over there so we have a little more room. Wishing well. Do you remember the line that you say? You want to tell your parents what we say when they throw the first pebble in?
Ouch! That hurts!
So you guys can join in if you like. And then when they throw the pillows in? Ah. Now, we apparently have a much bigger family of mice. So, I'll move through the beginning of the story rather quickly. Once upon a time, in a country far, far away, there was a village. In this village, there was a street. On this street, there was a cottage. In this cottage, there was a wall. In this wall, there was a hole. And in this hole, which apparently was a lot bigger than in the last story, there lived a very large group of mice. One morning, the mice all woke up very hungry. They looked in the cupboard, but there was no cheese, only an empty plastic wrapper. They looked under the cushions of the couch, but there was no cheese, only 3 old Domino's pizza boxes. For a lot more mice, we have to increase the amount of pizza. They looked under the mattress of their bed, but there was no cheese, only a crunched up bag of Doritos nacho cheese tortilla chips with a couple of stale crumbs on the bottom. The mice were all very sad. But they had an idea. They would go out into the world, not yet, in search of some cheese. First they went and put on their backpacks, and they walked out into the village. They walked for a long time until they came to a dark, scary forest. The forest making spooky noises.